Don't be out here chasing after these heifers. Okay. All right. That's woo. So much to say. So little time. Hey, what is up, y'all? It's your girl, Danielle, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome, welcome, welcome. Again, my name is Danielle Price. I am a self-love and mindfulness coach, and I help Black women reclaim their peace and personal power through emotional regulation, emotional mastery, self-mastery, and through mindfulness. If you are new here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. We are in for some girl talk today, okay? I just want to let our hair down, literally, because I got some new hair. Let me know if you like it in the comments. This is actually my favorite unit. Anyways, today we're going to be having some girl talk. Very informal. This is just something that I've been thinking about that I just want to share. So if you all have been watching my videos over the last, I think I've been doing videos almost consistently since about January, and it's currently the middle of April. And you may have noticed a progression in my aesthetic. Now, I vowed to myself that this was the year that I was going to literally aesthetically and physically become the woman that I knew I was internally. I promised myself that I was going to focus on my external appearance, that I was going to focus on my dress, how I dress, my hair, my makeup, my nails. They're not done right now, but they will be. And how I present myself. I've always been quote unquote high maintenance or a little bougie. I like to say I'm a little bougetto, okay? Because I do get a little ratchet sometimes. Just a little bit. But when you go through this process of like reclaiming yourself, right? And reclaiming your peace and your personal power, and you do the mental work of undoing, unlearning, and reprogramming your mind, relearning some new things, learning how to put yourself first, learning that you are important and you're valuable. It's easy for it to not reflect on the outside. And there are some people who can put it on, honey, and their mind is trash, okay? Your girl's not one of them people. My mind is not trash. My mind is good, okay? We still working on it, but my mind is good. And so what I'm talking about is this level up journey, right? And so what I have noticed and what I have heard, I'll say this, what I have heard before is that as you level up, people begin to fall off of your life, or people begin to treat you differently. And I knew that it was true, but I don't think I knew that was true. One thing that I've observed as I've reflected back on my younger years is the fact that I was cute. I was cute. I was talented. I could sing. I could dance. I was skinny. I had boobs. I had butt. I had hips. I was putting on. Okay, I had long hair. I was athletic. I was funny. I really was that girl. And I say that humbly, but I say that I really was that girl because your girl forgot for a little bit, okay? So I'm going to brag on myself a little bit. I always had a job, always had a car. Maybe not always had a job, but I always had some money, okay? And I always had a guy, I had a couple sugar daddies at the time. Before they were what they are now. They just wanted to rub my feet and fix my car. That was it. So your girl was girling, okay? But I was always, even in my rougher years, right? Emotionally and mentally, I faced a lot of jealousy and people who literally to my face said, I want to take you down. And I couldn't understand it. I was like, I don't get it. Why would you want to do that? There are people who literally looked at me like competition and made it known. I'm not making this up. They made it known. I want to take you down. How dare you? You're doing too much. And there were some times where teachers would have to say, would look like, no, why are you saying that to her? She's just fine. She's doing exactly what she's supposed to be doing. And, it was very discouraging for me because I literally didn't get it. Like, I was being myself, And I remember being left out of things and just always feeling ostracized sometimes I'm a girl's girl. Okay. I like to root for people. I like to, especially other women. Like, I like to hype people up. I like to speak life into people. I feel like I've always been like that. Like I said, even in my rougher emotional and mental years, where I didn't feel my best, I've always rooted for other people, right? And so I didn't understand why other people couldn't do the same thing for me. Like, I didn't just couldn't fathom it. So I started making myself small. I stopped dressing up as nice. And then, of course, I got married to a man who was secretly competing with me as well. A lot of these things are subconscious. It's just when I look back on the way that he spoke to me, the way that he treated me, the way he acted towards me, is very similar to the way that other people acted towards me. And so it's very discouraging, right? And then you have a baby on top of that, and you just kind of lose yourself, right? And then I was in the military, and then I was deployed, and I was, focused on the home, and then I'm gaining weight and all this stuff. And, I just lost myself. I was, leaving out the house with a bonnet on and just wearing the same thing over and over again. I just didn't feel good about myself, and it was evident, right? And I feel like over the last almost 5 years, it's been 5 years. I have literally been undoing all of that stuff, right? And now, like I said, I'm in a place where I am, at the top of 2025, I said I was going to be working on my aesthetic. And I have definitely noticed a difference in how people treat me. People that I know, people that I just now meet. And I used to think that it was a fluke, right? Like, just something, I was just thinking about something or whatever. But for people to act like you're invisible when you're standing right there is odd. For people to, blatantly walk past you when you say hello to them or when you try to walk up and have a conversation with them, that's odd, right? That's odd. And I used to think well, maybe something's wrong with me. Maybe I am coming across too strong, or you go into this blaming situation until the new self-talk kicked in, and I said, no, there's nothing wrong with me. That's my alarm if you hear it. No, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just talking to the wrong people. I'm talking to the wrong people. Apparently, I need to find other people, because when I tell you I get side eyes, like it's real weird where I'm at. And I've heard that people are a little weird where I'm at, but it's a little weird. It's a little interesting here. And I'm from Jersey, so it don't take much. And I peep weird, okay? I peep weird, but I'm still a friendly, open person. I've been working with my therapist about being open and being ready to, create relationships that are reciprocal and harmonious, where I don't feel like I'm constantly in coach mode because the person is constantly going through something. I have been just observing my surroundings and the people that I'm talking to, and I'm like, I realized that they all had something in common. They all had something in common. And it was almost like every time I shared something with them, whether it be about my business. I'm a businesswoman. So most of the environments that I'm in are for business. And I'm really trying to connect, right? My job is people, it's women. And so I want to connect. I want to collaborate. I want to learn about you. I know it's that they'll talk on and on and on and on about what it is that they do and what they have going on. But then when when the conversation dies down, there's no back and forth. There's no, well, tell me about what you do. What's your business? Oh, really? What are you looking for? None of that. None of it. Or, as I start, introducing myself, all of a sudden they'll cut me off. And I'm like, I told my therapist the other day, therapy was a little emotionally challenging this week, which is always a good thing. But I was like, I don't understand. I said, I don't understand. I can sit there and listen to somebody's entire life story, and I get 2 minutes into what I do and, how I do it and where I come from, and they are like ready to go. And I'm like, so I say that to say, when it comes to leveling up your social circle, or it comes to improving yourself overall, you're going to be met with resistance. Okay? You're going to be met with resistance. Part of me feels like, and maybe I'm going to work this out on camera right now. Like I said, I feel like I'm talking to the wrong people. I feel like I am attempting to align myself with people that I'm not meant to align myself with. I feel like a part of me is searching for something in other people that I don't see in myself. And like I said, they're all the people that I'm thinking about, they're all very similar. And it's somebody that I would want to collaborate with, right? It's somebody I would want to, possibly go out to brunch with. At least that's what I'm thinking. But what I've noticed about myself is that when I go for that type of person, the person that I think I would have the most in common with, we are not aligned in terms of how we treat people, or in terms of them wanting to get to know me. And so my therapist told me, and she reminded me of this. She said, Danielle, you don't chase, you attract, right? And so what I'm going to start doing going into these spaces, especially, it's because when you put yourself together differently, you just attract different. That's just what it is, okay? And you just do. Y'all know I'll be messing with this thing because it drives me crazy when I'm when I'm not holding it straight. But like I said, when you're leveling up aesthetically, people start to act a little different. To include the people that you've been known. So what I decided to do is that as I am looking to make new friendships and expand my network, because that is very important to me, both socially and professionally, I am not going into these spaces to try to get to know someone. I am going in open to get to know someone who wants to get to know me. And the reason why that is because I naturally am inquisitive. I want to know what somebody else does. So when somebody comes over and says, hey, how you doing? What's your name? What do you do? After I get done talking, I want to know what they do. I'm going to reciprocate that energy. The problem is that I do a lot of the initiating. This is why some are working out on camera. The problem is that I do a lot of the initiating. And I'm not doing that anymore. I don't care who doesn't like it. I'm not doing it anymore because every time I initiate trying to get to know somebody or a friendship, whether it's a man, which I don't do that anymore, or, a friend, an associate or something like that, every time I initiate, it never works out. So you know what? I'm giving it up to God. I have a couple of events coming up. I'm just sitting down. Whoever makes conversation with me, makes conversation with me. I am a naturally open person. People love to come and tell me their whole life story. And somehow knowing that I will sit there and listen. Okay? And I got to stop doing that. I got to figure out a way out of that. I'll be like, oh my God. Wow. Oh, interesting. I think I just have this openness about me. I don't know. I can't really explain it. But either way, I say all this to say that as, I talk a lot about self-improvement and becoming the better version of yourself and reclaiming your peace and your power. And so when you start doing this, people are going to start treating you differently. And the people that you think that you want to align yourself with are not the people you really want to align yourself with. They are actually the opposite of who you want to align yourself with, actually. And so just allow yourself to be in your feminine energy. Sit back, be open, be receptive, be ready to receive, and attract who it is that you want to attract. Don't listen. Don't be out here chasing after these heifers. Okay? All right? Woo! So much to say. So little time. But what I will say is do not chase. Don't chase down anyone. Stop initiating all the contacts. Stop being the one who's always calling. Stop being the one who is, the go-getter, the planner. Just stop. Stop. You are already that person. You are already that person, which means that you need to know that the person that you're talking to is that kind of person, right? And they'll just be as open and receptive as you are. The things that they'll be attracted to you, right? You guys will come together like magnets, right? And then you all will balance each other out. You guys will bring harmony to each other's lives. And honestly, now that I think about it, it's almost like every space I go to, somebody tells me how pretty I am. Every time I show up, looking how I be looking, when I decide to put on, which is a pretty decent amount of time, so many people tell me how pretty I am. And oftentimes just like, oh my God, thank you. Because it's like as soon as I come in or something. And so I'm typically rushing, and then I'll sit down and then I'll try to initiate conversation with other people. No, from now on, when somebody tells me how pretty I am and I'm at an event where you speak and stuff like that, I'm going to introduce myself to that person because you initiated contact with me, which means that something about me caught your eye, and let's just see where this goes. So yeah. Anyways, that's what I wanted to say. Keep leveling up regardless. All right. Let whoever else feels some type of way, let them go. Honestly, you really need to know who feels the type of way about you leveling up and who doesn't. You need to know who's going to treat you differently because you dress better now and who doesn't. Like you really need to know these things. And as hurtful as it can be and as emotionally draining as it can be, you deserve a social circle who loves you, who celebrates you, who is not in silent competition with you, who is not secretly competing with you, who doesn't have time for you, who doesn't even check up on you. You don't deserve none of that. Okay? You deserve a social circle and a network of people who celebrate you, who love you, who value you just as much as you value them. Other people don't need a reminder. You do. Other people don't need to be reminded of their value. Baby, you do. Because you the one that be forgetting. And by you, I mean me. And anybody else like me. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Again, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to join the tribe. What are you waiting on? We are growing this channel. I am so close to 200. Yep, 200 subscribers. And you know what? I want it. I want it by May 1st. So become a doggone subscriber. All right. I love y'all. Make sure you have a good day. Peace.
I've been all in my phone. I got options, and I don't wanna tell you to drop it, but I don't wanna play your